All right. Okay. All right. Ready? Three, two, one. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the Next Man Up podcast. This is going to be the first episode of this podcast. It's currently hosted by me, Wyatt Allison, and we have here my co-host Austin.
Hello, it's nice to be with you here.
Really,
It should be fun.
it should be fun. So basically, this is just going to be a um, overall sports podcast. We're going to talk about pretty much everything that happens. And yeah, I mean, we're probably going to get right into it here. So I guess to introduce ourselves, so I'm Wyatt. I'm a student here at in school, and um, pretty much we're both. We're not going to lie here. We're both fans. So
Boston.
yeah, exactly. Huge Patriots fans. So we're not gonna we're gonna try not to. Obviously, everyone has bias, but we're gonna try not to provide bias. So we're trying not to show it. So
Yeah,
Austin, if you wanna,
I'm not gonna take like Trevor Lawrence at 15.
no, no.
Even though I wish.
So yeah, to start off, obviously there's so much going on this offseason. It seems like probably one of the most just
Every quarterback's being moved right now. It's interesting.
it seems like every team is just unsure of who will be under center next year. Even the names that we would think would stay with their franchise their entire career, like Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson.
Russell Wilson came out of nowhere. That was a big one.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Just two top three quarterbacks on the market right now, which is insane. So a lot going on. Free agency starting pretty soon, I believe.
It's March 15th or something.
March 15th, March 17th. One of those days. It's gonna be awesome. We're definitely gonna record and talk about it. Absolutely. So just kind of give an overview. This is gonna be a weekly episodic podcast where I believe we're gonna drop on Wednesday nights. We'll record, the day before or so, and we'll try to get it out weekly. We should, and we both have pretty busy schedules, so we're definitely doing this, for fun and just to kind of something to do. We want to put something out, and we're both really passionate about this, and I think it'll work out well. So okay, so we're gonna start off. So the NFL draft coming very soon, I believe next month, late next month. So we're gonna do a 15 pick mock draft. We're gonna go picks 1 through 15. We're not gonna take up the whole time. We're just gonna say what we believe the teams will be selecting. And we're just going to go back and forth. We're going to give a little analysis on why and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to start off here. So obviously Jags have the number one pick. I don't think this is really, kind of a no-brainer here. We're going to Trevor Lawrence, number one. Really nothing to overthink here. This is probably the best quarterback prospect in a very long time. I guess since, Andrew Luck, because
Andrew Luck comes to mind.
Andrew Luck, that was about 2012, so about 8-9 years ago. So it's been quite a while. This guy's just a clear cut future top 5 quarterback. Just impeccable arm strength, accuracy, ability to make plays with anybody. Doesn't matter who. He can make any throw on the field. He's accurate. He can throw it 50 yards on the dot. Just doesn't matter. And this one's pretty obvious. So, Austin, I assume you have the same.
Yeah, I had Trevor Lawrence here. I've been a big fan of this dude since even his high school days. I saw him come out. This dude's gonna be special. Then he goes to Clemson. Wins a natty his first year. Hasn't won one since, but I wouldn't put it all on him.
I wouldn't.
There's no speculation on this one, really.
There's not. It's, no scenario.
Jacksonville takes him here. I mean, they can focus on the rest of their roster the offseason, build them up a good squad. Urban Meyer's there now. I think he's going to be a good fit for him. He's he knows the college system.
Yeah, I think this team with Lawrence, and they have just a shit ton of picks. I believe they have a later first. I believe the 23rd pick or something. Then there's a bunch of seconds.
Didn't they get that from LA? Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, that should be it. Yeah, so they're loaded. I think this team will honestly compete next year for just that division. I completely see it. I don't see them obviously winning a Super Bowl, but they're gonna definitely. I think crack a wild card spot. You never know. So, okay, we'll move on from that. So number 2, the Jets, and also just to note, we are not doing any mock trades.
Yeah,
We're just doing a straight order. We're not going to try and confuse this. So, Jets, number 2. Okay, there's a lot they could do with this. I think a trade is most likely possible with number 2. But we're just going to, for the sake of this segment, we're going to just stick with this. Okay, so I have them taking Zach Wilson at 2. I see them moving on from Darnold. I think they've given him quite a bit of time, and he's the bottom 3 every year. Just passer rating, obviously wins, and just pretty much every quarterback stat he's lasted. I think they really need to move on, especially with the new coach, new 49ers defensive coordinator. They need to really move on toward Darnold. I think it's time to just bring a new image to New York, and I think Zach Wilson kind of fits that. Arguably the second best quarterback in the draft. That can be your own opinion. It doesn't really matter to me. I think it's pretty interchangeable. I think Zach Wilson does have some buzz potential. He was this is pretty much a one-year wonder. He played pretty subpar competition. And the one game he played close to Carolina was a very good offense, very good defense, very good team, very good program actually this year. He looked terrible. He made terrible decisions, and he looked rattled. So you can make that judgment if you want.
Yeah.
I think also if the Falcons trade up, which I could see them doing to 2, then taking Fields. I think Fields is Atlanta's guy. We'll get more into that later.
Yeah.
But on Zach Wilson, look, very powerful arm. Can make any throws well. Elite accuracy. He's very athletic. No issue moving in the pocket. Very high IQ. And he brings some energy to the team. Obviously you've seen that as well, Austin. Just he's very lively and probably really good locker room guy. He just really needs to, and he'll have a whole NFL offseason this year to kind of fix those things. And I could see Jets coaching staff doing that. So, but some weaknesses, just again, the one-year wonder thing, needs to add some weight. He's a bit undersized.
I think he's 6'3".
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think around there.
He's definitely like his weight though is not.
Yeah, his weight. That's what I meant. Just needs to add some weight. He needs to add some muscle, and he definitely will. Obviously, in an NFL gym, he will.
Yeah.
Put on some weight. But I'm sure once he starts off, he's probably going to get hit a ton. And Jets kind of have an average offensive line. Like Kai Becton's excellent, so he has that going for him. But besides him, they're pretty average O-line, but he should be fine. And he just makes bad decisions when pressured, so he just needs to work on that. And so, So Austin, who'd you take there?
So I actually had Zach Wilson too, and just like you, I think this pick is probably traded if that's for like Deshaun Watson or whatever they do in the offseason. I think it's most likely getting moved. But if they keep the pick, I have him going Zach Wilson also.
Exactly. Yeah.
First domino falls in New York's draft class here. Joe Douglas has a lot of work cut out for him this offseason. A lot.
Just like the Jags, they have a ton of picks. So I think they should just get their franchise guy and just get the rest now. They pretty much need every position, honestly. Yeah. So,
and like you said, that Coastal Carolina game, that it was rough. But like you look at every other game, that dude's going off. Like this dude,
absolutely.
Like you might say the comp isn't there, but like I don't know. I get a lot of good vibes from Wilson. Very accurate with an electric arm. Poise in the pocket. Great second read ability. He's pretty above average on the run. So I like that out of the quarterback today. I mean, you want to like avoid the pocket guys. We'll kind of get into that later. With someone,
I think I don't know. about him. I think I'm iffy on most of the quarterbacks except Lawrence. I'm like 50-50. I just don't know how to evaluate
That's
him.
what you get though with a quarterback in the first round. I mean, you got to take that risk.
I don't know. It's just this draft class is crazy. Especially we could have you know 5 quarterbacks in the first 2 picks.
So like it's not the best, but that can go up. That's gonna go up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Threw for 3,600 yards, 33 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's a pretty good ratio there.
It is. It just shows his accuracy, pretty much.
You want to go to pick 3 here? Or?
Yes, we're going to move on to Miami, 3rd. So, again, I think this pick's probably going to be traded. I don't see why Miami, just a team that stacked, really needs to pick 3. I think they should trade down, just get a bunch of seconds, and just add some depth. But, again, no trades this, but I think they will trade it. But if they don't, I think they're going to pick Jamar Chase. He's probably the best wide receiver in this class. I think so. I don't know, just a playmaker, and just looks like an NFL receiver in college. He's hungry for big plays. Some reports saying he's just an extremely hard worker. That's all he comes to do. He does his business and he leaves. Solid route running. He could improve it a little bit, but he's just explosive. He's just a playmaker. I think wide receivers are probably one of the most overrated positions, just because I think you can win with below average wide receivers. But I think this guy can really just transform a team. Some just bad reports I've heard. His height is kind of meh. I think he's 5'10", I believe. He sat out the 2020 season due to COVID, I believe. And then they say he has some character issues. Maybe those character issues just come with like being a teammate. He just kind of does his own thing, and that's fine. But as long as he's winning games, so I think they picked Jamar Chase here. It's kind of a no-brainer. I don't think you can really go wrong with him. So, Austin, who'd you pick here?
So I want to go Jamar Chase really bad here, and like you said, I think it might get traded also.
Yeah,
but I think they help Tua out, and they go with his former college buddy Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
And trust me, I think Jamar Chase is the better receiver. We'll get on that after. But I think they go with his Alabama teammate. And, so Devontae Smith helps Tua out a lot. Obviously, former Alabama teammate. Very smooth with his footwork. Allows him to dominate the line easily. You don't really it's risky, but you don't really miss here as long as he pans out. Great hands, great route runner. Yards after catch, amazing.
Yeah.
And then his only cons, like you said, what most people are saying is his weight, size, and his blocking. But receivers, you don't really care about the blocking that much.
Blocking, he's not. There's no reason for that, and just
if this was Bill's system, he'd be all over that. But
and then just the height thing. Well, not the height, but the weight thing. He's skinny. He's like a Robbie Anderson pretty much.
I've heard some Marvin Harrison comparisons, but I don't know.
I just think I think he'll be fine. I think he's gonna bulk up, and again, in an NFL gym, people don't realize he will bulk up. He will be fine, and if not, he's completely fine the way he is. I think the only kind of issue is probably not gonna break off many tackles, but he's gonna burst off the line, get down and just burn every cornerback because that's what he does. So.
And his comp is Calvin Ridley. If he turns out to be that,
yeah, that's completely.
You gotta live with that.
Actually, very similar. Similar. All right, so we're gonna move on here to the Atlanta Falcons. So
like my pick.
There's a lot. What'd you say? I'm gonna like
my pick here.
Oh, okay. All right. So again, I think this will be traded. This draft is crazy, but I think it could be traded as well. They could be moving up to 2. That's what I think is most likely. But if they stay, I think they're picking Justin Fields because it seems like they're all over him. Just Justin Fields, I'm very iffy on still. I think even after watching film, still iffy. Just elite skill set though. He can make plays on the run, very athletic. He throws a really good ball. Watching that game against Clemson, he was just throwing it all around, even after getting hit in the ribs on that one play. And he just came back and just looked fantastic. Insane arm strength. He can flick the ball 50 yards with the flick of a wrist. It's not an issue for him. But there are some weaknesses I've seen. Just very bad adjustment to the blitz. He kind of stands like a statue, and he doesn't really know what to do with the ball. He needs to get rid of it. And not much experience. I think 1.5 years as a starter, I believe. He took over in 19, so he needs to get rid of the ball easier. But I think, obviously, Atlanta, I think he fits that offense just perfectly. So the Ridley, Julio, but I do think Fields will probably sit here. I think Matt Ryan's still a very viable option at quarterback. He's completely fine. He's a top 15 quarterback. There's no issue with him. But I think they'll trade him probably in midseason if or next season if they want to move forward with Fields. But I just see them picking Fields. So, Austin, who do you have there?
So, surpriser here. I got Kyle Pitts, all right?
Yeah.
So, my reasoning behind this is I've heard some rumblings about them still maybe wanting to hold on to Matt Ryan for a little bit.
Mm.
And if they're going to do that, I don't know if you take a quarterback here. Because then you have him sitting on the bench for a few years. And I mean, if they want to do that, go ahead. But so with Kyle Pitts here, you got Calvin and then maybe Julio this year. We're not sure about that yet. But you got that elite tight end. And I think if Matt Ryan has that with Calvin Ridley and Julio, the offense is going to be pretty scary.
Yeah.
I mean, Pitts adds like another level to that offense. He's 6'6", plays like a receiver.
Yeah, pretty much.
And like with my Matt Ryan stuff, like I think Matt Ryan has 3 to 4 like solid years of football left.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And if they want to move on from him, so be it. But like, I don't know. This is one of my like reach picks, kind of like because it might get traded.
Yeah,
and I think for that 4, like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad pick. I even think Pitts going to New York at 2 is a good pick because you're not losing with this guy. He's not going to be a bust.
And like maybe Wilson's there at 4. Maybe they take him over Pitts, but like that's it really. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I've heard people say just like he's the best wide receiver in this class, even though
he's a tight end.
There's just no flaws I see. The only flaw I see with him is just can't block, but no one's gonna care because
I mean
the wide receiver. So it's no issue here. And I mean even a dual tight end set like with Hurst and Pitts, I mean it's pretty good.
I for him is kind of like a Kelsey. I mean Kelsey blocks a little bit better. Kelsey's not a great blocker either, but it's better.
Yeah.
But they play the same.
Very similar. Just he's gonna catch just insane hands too. But we'll get to that when I pick him. Okay. So Bengals at 5. I think they picked Penei Sewell. Obviously the number is pretty short here. They need to protect Joe Burrow. Obviously they don't want happen this year to happen again. Just with the absolutely terrible line they had. But they need this guy. I mean, he's probably a future all-pro 10-year starter. There's just no real question about this. And his highlight tape is, I've heard it's kind of iffy, but I don't really see an issue here with this pick. And it's kind of all I really have to say about it. So,
I have the Bengals taking Penei too.
Yeah.
I remember last year seeing a lot about this dude. Like he was just dominating the line. Like if the Bengals can get that to help Burrow out, I think that's going to go a long way in Joe Burrow's career.
It is.
And I've heard he's the best tackle prospect in like a decade. So that's saying something.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's insane. I've heard some things that
absolutely dominates the line. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard some things. He sat out this year, I believe. But the Pac-12 was kind of a mess, so he didn't play. So yeah, I don't think
you can move. So the Bengals have Jonah Williams. You can move him to guard or tackle, which helps them out also.
Yeah, he'll play anywhere. I mean, this isn't an issue. I could also see him taking Rashawn Slater as well. He can play anywhere on the line. So I can see him going with this as well. He's also very good from
My other possible pick here was Jamar Chase, just because Burrow and LSU.
right. Yeah, I could
Unlikely.
absolutely see it. Okay, so we're gonna move on here. That's pretty easy, and I think they're definitely picking a tackle. I would hope. So, all right. So very interesting pick here, pick 6. We're gonna go with the Eagles. So I have them picking Devontae Smith because I think they're gonna roll with Hurts for a full season. I think they need to. I've heard some rumblings about them wanting to take a quarterback. I don't see the point. That would be a very Eagles thing to do, but I just really
I'll talk about the Eagles after. I have some thoughts.
Oh, some notes on the Eagles. All right, fine. Okay, for sure. So I am taking. There's obvious needs at wide receiver. Alshon got released. Rager is kind of like a meh pick. Passed on Justin Jefferson. That'll kill them for years to come. But and then they just also had a bust. Just
Whiteside.
Yeah, just the legend, and they just keep drafting busts. And I have them taking Devontae Smith, trustworthy Heisman winner. I don't think you can really ever go wrong with a Heisman winner. I think it's kind of tough. But okay, Devontae Smith, just what you said, just playmaker, quick and elusive in the field, good vertical. He can burst off the line, force his team to keep a safety deep. But again, the weakness, thin frame, decent height, but he'll be fine, I think. So pretty quick there. So who do you have, Austin?
So this is where I have Jamar Chase going. Gotcha. Since I took Devontae Smith already, I have them taking probably the best receiver in the draft. I mean, I think, like I said, Chase is probably better than Smith. More NFL ready, I feel like. He did opt out this year, but I don't know if that's really going to hurt him that much just because how dominant he was. If they go quarterback here, I think it's a big mistake because, I mean, like, look what that did to, what's his name, Carson Wentz. Like, that really hurts a guy.
Yeah, it hurts their confidence. I think.
You take him, like, Alshon Jeffrey's aging. Ertz is probably gone. JJ's a bust. Like, it just goes on. Like,
they released Jeffrey, I think, last week.
Oh yeah, isn't he gone now?
Yeah, so he's gone. So
he's gone.
Yeah.
Body control's insane. Ball tracking ability, top. And his consistency, just catching the tough balls, just like him and Burrow were so good together. Like, if he does go to the Bengals, that could be a good.
I could see it.
But yeah, Eagles, Jamar Chase, no really question here. I feel like they have to.
Yeah, I think it's an easy pick, but we'll have to see in April what happens. So, all right. Also, okay. So we're on pick 7, Detroit. Again, I think this pick could be traded. I think maybe traded down now that they've Goff probably for a few years. But I have them taking Trey Lance. So Trey Lance is a project quarterback. He's going to need a few years of development, kind of like Jordan Love. He's better than Jordan Love, but he's going to need the same type of development. So I think Goff is a bridge quarterback. I think Lance is the long-term project here. I think he probably has the best arm in the draft. Just insanely powerful. Just he can throw it wherever. No, like literally, he can put the ball anywhere on the field. Durable. He's big, great size. Moves around the pocket very well. Can gain yards. He's just a true dual threat quarterback, and probably, I mean, if you play fantasy, probably the best fantasy quarterback there is. Possible to become, honestly, I think he's possible to become the best quarterback from this draft if he's developed right. He's very raw. Has some weaknesses. Played subpar competition. North Dakota State doesn't play exactly talent teams. So that's fine. Wentz did the same thing. Many quarterbacks done the same.
Josh Allen, go detail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Josh Allen. And that took it. Look what happened. It took him a couple years to develop. First 2 years, he was awful. Now he's.
I think starting though kind of helped Allen a little bit.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got to give him 16 starts. You got to give him some confidence, and you got to stick with him. I think that's what you got to do with most. But I think he is just a very complete quarterback. He can really do anything. So I see Detroit picking this because, again, Goff is just a bridge. They just took Goff in that deal. They probably would have taken it without him. This is a very good pick for Detroit and to kind of get back in the right direction. This franchise is horrible. So I think they really need him. So
Yeah.
you have here.
So I have back-to-back receivers going. I have Jalen Waddle going to the Lions here. So another Alabama receiver, showed great potential. I mean, he honestly looked better than Devontae Smith before he got hurt. Has potential to be the best receiver in the class due to his speed and hands. So my reasoning is, I think Kenny Galladay might be gone. We still have to wait on the franchise tag and stuff, but chance he's gone. I think Marvin Jones is definitely gone.
Yeah, 100%.
And that leaves Jared Goff not much to work with, and I think they might want to develop him because I think they've seen him. Yeah, he had McVay, but like they've seen him get to the Super Bowl, was what I'm saying. So
Absolutely.
like they know he probably has. He was a first pick in the draft, also. So like he has potential. Like yeah, I'm not a big Goff guy either, but
26.
I think they help him out. And if you do keep Galladay, you have Galladay and Waddle now, and then you have DeAndre Swift, T.J. Hawkinson. Like that helps out Goff.
It's a good supporting cast, but they need to focus on the defense as well.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe going defense here, but
yeah, I think they'll probably address that later on.
I'm not sure because like Jeff Okudah last year, are they going to do it again?
I think he could be good. I think he kind of just injury plagued this year. But all right, anyways, that's it for Detroit. So number 8, we have the Carolina Panthers. I have them taking Kyle Pitts. Panthers tight end play has been god awful for the past since Greg Olsen left, pretty much.
Terrible.
I think taking Pitts. I mean, they have Ian Thomas, I believe. Like really, I think he caught like 5 balls the entire season, even though playing like all the snaps. So yeah, their play is god awful. This will just completely revolutionize the offense for Matt Rule, and it'll just give him so many options. Again, I think he's the perfect prospect. Just amazing route runner, fast as hell, can catch any ball. I don't think he dropped one ball last year. I don't think.
Really?
You can hold me to that, but I don't think he did. He's the best tight end prospect in history to me. And he's the second best prospect in this draft class for me. And he's a hard worker, extremely hard worker. He's ready to roll. I think he's ready for this. I think, and with Bridgewater, it could be limited for first year, but he won't last more than a year. Obviously, Bridgewater, I think they'll either, who knows? Maybe they'll get Watson. That would be insane. Watson and Pitts.
I think this trade might get moved if they go for obviously Watson.
Yep, again, could be moved. So, but who do you have here?
So I have Trey Lance going here. If they don't go for Watson, I think they have to go quarterback, in my opinion. Because like you said, Teddy Bridgewater, kind of like a bridge dude. Maybe you have Bridgewater bridge for Lance for those 1 or 2 seasons. And then, but yeah, Trey Lance is like probably outside of Trevor Lawrence. He might be my favorite prospect in this draft for quarterbacks. The dude was insane at North Dakota State. Probably, honestly, he might have the best arm in the class. Like not even like really that close either.
Yeah, it's
Zach Wilson. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a pretty no-brainer if they don't get Watson or some other quarterback. Unless they really want to build around Teddy Bridgewater, but I just can't really see that because I'm already hearing about them trying to move on.
Right.
So, yeah, Trey Lance, it's going to be a project, but definitely worth it. And actually, like, I kind of hope he falls to our Patriots.
Yeah,
but,
I would hope.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're in a good spot here. The Panthers at 8, a lot of options to go. So, okay. So number 9, another interesting one. Denver Broncos, they could trade down. I could see them getting more picks. So the Broncos, I have them picking Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. They need to address cornerback because they released AJ Boye, who just took up a lot of cap. So they're saving a ton. I think Farley's the best cornerback in this draft. He is insane speed, probably the fastest player in the draft, arguably.
Yeah.
Again, they need a new cornerback. And Farley just brings a hardworking mentality and can keep up with any receiver in the league, anyone. It doesn't matter who.
I would go too.
Yeah, he's the best quarterback in this draft. And Virginia Tech produces pretty good defensive talent as well. So I think this is a great pick for Denver. So who do you have here, Austin?
So I have Micah Parsons going here. You know, that defensive help you were kind of talking about with them. I've heard he's had some character problems lately.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much that's going to affect him because I still have to kind of wait on that.
Mm.
But with Von Miller maybe not returning, still got
a ways, but I think
Bradley Chubb there hasn't lived completely to his hype. He's been solid, but not.
Yeah, it's like a B- pick. I think.
You know, you add another elite player to that second level. I mean, Parsons was probably one of the best defensive players in college until, you know, COVID.
He was.
He has great ability to pressure the quarterback and can cover sideline to sideline. Denver is really missing a few more defensive pieces after adding to the offense in like the past off seasons. So I feel like if they address their defense like pretty well, this could be like a sleeper team. Like, watch out for the Broncos.
It could be. Okay, you got Sutton returning. You got a healthy Fant. I'm not sure. I could see them taking running back later this draft. I'm not sure if they're going to move forward with Gordon just because it's kind of old and, kind of getting some trouble there. So, but I think Farley and I think they need to pick defense. I'm not opposed to Parsons either because Parsons before his like character issues, he was a projected top 3 pick.
Yeah, like that's why I had him like still here because like he's so talented.
Yeah, his stock just kind of fell just due to those reports. And some team is going to get a steal. So somebody will fix him up. He's a college kid. He's fine. Okay. So number 10, Dallas. Again, they're in a very interesting spot. Just like last year, picking CeeDee Lamb, they nailed that pick. Cowboys nail some picks. They can draft. So I see them taking Patrick Surtain, probably second best corner in the draft. Great height, good speed down line. He can catch. He has soft hands, so he can intercept the ball, and that's great. He's physical. He's big. It's kind of linebacker style tackling, which is very nice for a cornerback. He's not a great fit in zone coverage. He kind of has trouble guarding those inside slants and routes. I was watching the SEC title game between him and Florida. He was just getting burned all night. He did not look good. But again, it was a shootout game, so anything could happen. But his change of direction is also iffy. But he can track the ball for very long when it's in the air. So I don't think this is a bad pick at all. And obviously the Cowboys had terrible corners, it seems like, and they need someone like Surtain to kind of just rejuvenate that defense because that defense was very bad this season and has been for kind of quite a bit. So I see them picking Surtain here. Who do you have, Austin?
I actually have Surtain too, but instead he's my first cornerback off the board. You know, I've always been a big Surtain guy. Farley kind of like creeped up a little bit lately, but you know, he has excellent height. You know, he's pretty strong, but he kind of fits that Cowboys build, like strong dude.
Yeah,
like he's gonna knock you down. Like
he does exactly.
Great tackler, which they're missing. They're missing another tackler in that secondary. Plays the ball well in the air. They could use that. can line up with anyone really. I mean, he like you said, he has a problem with getting burned a little bit.
Mm.
I think he might be able to work around that. And yeah, I mean, not really much here. Just a great corner. My corner one, to be honest. I think Farley's my corner two, but
Yeah.
both great players. I mean,
I think they're interchangeable.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a great pick. It really is. So
They needed that. That defense was terrible.
yeah, you cannot go wrong here. So Giants, number 11, very interesting pick. They kind of have some work to do on offense, I think. So I'm going to give them Jalen Waddle. I think if you give Daniel Jones a true wide receiver one like Waddle, I think he can break out. Okay, you have to look at Daniel Jones, who he's been working with for the past 2 years. Like, he had Saquon for like 1 year, and he got hurt this year, obviously, out the whole year. He has Golden Tate, who's obviously not going to return.
Yeah.
Sterling Shepard, who's kind of old. Then he's got Slayton, who's nice. So I think Waddle and Slayton will be a very good duo. And Waddle, I think he can be the best receiver from this draft. He's explosive, super quick. First step off the line, he will beat you. He will beat any quarterback, especially like a streak or something. He's going to beat you. Again, just like Devontae Smith, the defense is going to put a safety deep because of the speed.
Yep.
High potential to be a top 5 wide receiver probably in 2 years, maybe in the first year. Even better than Smith. Just deep threat. Just some cons, I guess. He's kind of short. He's a bit small, and he needs to kind of improve his route running. But if you're keeping him running simple routes like streaks, slants, he is going to beat you, and he's just a very raw talent. So I have him taking Waddle here.
So I have Gregory Rousseau, the DN from Miami. I think they go DN here just because I've noticed lately they're trying to like build that defense. Like they're trying to stack it up. You got Leonard Williams there. Didn't they get Blake Martinez? Yeah.
I believe so. Joe build that. So
let's see. With most of the offensive weapons, so like I didn't really have any receivers now here unless I wanted to like reach on Bateman. So it's like you probably go and help out that defense a little bit. And then you have Leonard Williams, Gregory. Those are like really good edge rushers. So then you have that. You got Peppers up there. Who was a corner they had this year? Breakout. Bradbury, yeah. I mean, like that's a pretty solid defense, and you got Joe Judge there, former Patriot.
Yeah.
Good guy, good coach. I really like Joe Judge a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you build that defense up. You kind of like I can kind of see it being like a Bill kind of team, like great defense. You got Daniel Jones there, kind of like game manage it a little bit. Just roll with it.
Yeah. It has a possibility of a very good team. I mean, they had a really nice streak in the middle of the season where they knocked off Seattle, I believe, that 1 week. Yeah. Colt McCoy. So I think, again, with Daniel Jones, Waddle, and just see what happens. That's all I want to see.
With the NFC East, like that division's wide open. Anyone can take it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if the Cowboys get Dak back, I still think it's wide open pretty much. So, again, I could see that being traded too. So, number 12 is San Francisco. So, San Francisco kind of has a lot of options. Just an injury-riddled season for the entire team is kind of crazy, actually. Just literally the entire starting offense and defense just injured for weeks. But I have them taking, actually, Mac Jones, the quarterback from Alabama. I think if you bring in some real competition for Jimmy G instead of Nick Mullins, I could see Jimmy G being dealt during the season if he can't get it together. I do like Jimmy G. I think he's one of the guys that could get dealt either after the draft when they take Mac Jones or a quarterback or something like that. But on Mac Jones, I'm not a huge fan of Mac Jones. I think he's pretty limited. I think he's the best pocket passer besides Lawrence in this draft. He's an elite pocket passer. He can throw great ball, perfect ball down the field when surrounded by good talent. And again, he had Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, just everybody. He was stacked. But he's strong in the pocket, and he doesn't really worry about pressure, which is nice. He's very limited, obviously, mobilely. And he can just toss catchable balls. He's very stereotypical San Fran quarterback. I think he's a leader as well. I think he'll be better than Tua, honestly. Good character, and he's a perfect fit in San Fran. So I kind of see it hard unless he goes earlier that San Fran passes up. So who do you have, Austin, here?
So, I have this being traded up from the Niners here.
Okay.
I haven't taken Justin Fields, but I think they move up to make this pick. No way he's there at 12.
Yeah.
I just kind of slid him here. So I think they move up for Fields. If he's not there at 12, I mean, you got to move up for him. I think he fits that system so well. Like Kyle Shanahan and Fields, oh my God, that would if Fields is what we're thinking he's going to be, that could be a pretty good offense there, and not knowing what Jimmy G is going to be really. That championship window they have right now, it's kind of closing, but not really, just because how good that division is.
It is.
They have exposure there. I mean, you have some young dudes, Ayuk. Who am I forgetting? Debo. He needs to stay healthy, but
the running backs are, committee.
Running back central there.
Yeah. They have a new one every week.
Yeah, Justin Fields. I mean, there's a lot of worries with him. Man, watching him in college. He stays on his first read a lot, really bad, and he has to change that in the NFL. Little undersized, but I think with his speed he can work with that. Pretty good accuracy, great deep ball, mobility, obviously.
Yeah, those are great balls.
Just he's indecisive when in pressure. That's also another big problem with him. If he's pressured, turns into a bad quarterback.
That's some issues.
Can't really read the blitz either. Not great at it. But Kyle Shanahan likes to get the ball out quick, a lot of motion. I think I think this might be the best spot for Fields to go, honestly. I really do.
Yeah. To add on to you, yeah, it is the best spot because it has so much around him.
And the Niners wouldn't be picking this high if they weren't hurt. So they're gonna be a solid team.
Exactly. The defense is still very good. I think, again, like you said, I think the window is closing. Probably has 1 or 2 years left to win a championship. But Debo and Ayuk are great, and the running backs, I don't think it really matters. I think Fields pretty much is a running back, so I think it'll be fine. And that defense is still very, very good. So, and just add on to Mac Jones as well.
Yep.
He has some average. I just have one more note on him.
Yeah.
Arm strength, below average mobility, but I think he probably has a game manager mentality and style of play. But again, in San Fran, he will win games if the right pieces are around him, and in San Fran, the pieces are around him. So I totally see this being a good fit, and same with Fields as well. So pretty good though, pretty good there. Okay. So number 13, pick 13, we got the Chargers. I think this is also a no-brainer. I think you're going to go with Rashawn Slater. Protect Herbert. That's kind of the number one goal here. And they have also some other picks that they can address, some defense, maybe give them another wide receiver as well. They also could address tight end because I think Henry probably is leaving unless he gets tagged. But I don't really see that happening. And Slater can play anywhere on the line. It doesn't matter. He can play any position, which is really nice. And he would be very complete. You just complete a good set on offense, blocking for Eckler as well. And you can put him anywhere, like I said. And he does a phenomenal job at any position. And he'll, again, just like Sewell, probably all-pro for years and long career. So what do you have here?
I also have Rashawn Slater. I mean, like you said, I mean, this is kind of a no-brainer. Like, you have to protect Herbert.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of my favorite quarterbacks from last year's draft.
That's a guy, yeah.
But yeah, you plug him in to tackle. He honestly, like, he has potential to be the best in this class. Like, I know Penny's really good, but if Penny kind of slips, I mean, Slater could be the best. I mean,
I've heard tape is insane, and I've heard Sewell's is so we'll see what happens.
wait, what'd you say? I didn't hear you there.
I said that I think I've heard Slater's tape, like just his film,
Oh, yeah.
insanely good. I've heard Sewell's is kind of so I will see what happens there. But
Like, grabbing a wide receiver here could be tempting, but like, I feel like you have to go line. Like, maybe if Waddle was somehow there, maybe you take Waddle, but like,
yeah,
that's really it. I mean, easily the second best tackle in the draft. Very athletic. Barely, I think he's allowed like one sack or something like that. It was crazy. Like, the dude does not.
I think that's right.
That's a no-brainer, honestly. Got to protect Herbert.
Yeah, not much to say there. I think that's pretty easy. So, okay, pick 14, Vikings. A lot of needs here. A lot of needs on defense. I think they'll go defense. I think they're taking Gregory Rousseau from Miami. He did not play 2020, so possible one-year wonder here. He's also has some injury problems, but Vikings need some pass rush.
Yeah,
they need some just aggressive defense, and he can burst off the line, just get to a quarterback's face. They need pressure on the quarterback. I think might have had the least pressures last season, just on any quarterback. And he can run over any lineman. Good vision on the ball as well. He can catch it, and not much to say on the Vikings. They need they have a lot of holes to fill. And I think Gregory just kind of fills that for defense. So who do you have here?
I actually have Kwity Paye. I think he kind of goes up a little bit.
Yep.
Not too surprising, but like I think he's gonna go up. What's kind of funny is he's actually from my state. Actually, like
yeah.
But yeah, fills a pretty decent hole there at DM. They have him, and they have Daniel Hunter, but then you put Kwity Paye on the other side there. Like, that's pretty deadly if he pans out.
It is. And I think he will.
After getting Ngagwe last year, I think they're really trying to kind of like, get that like pressure there. Hunter and Paye just sounds scary good.
They would be.
He shows great explosiveness, probably some of the best in the draft. Speed is great, top notch. Consistently wins his matchups. I mean, nothing really else there. Could easily be the top rusher in this class, which might sound a little surprising, but I really see it there. I mean, the dude is a beast at Michigan.
Yeah, either one or Sal or just really good pick for them. I think they need a good defense. So not much to say there. All right. So here we are. We're going to the last pick of our mock. And who else? New England Patriots. Finally picking early for the first time in seems like forever.
Yeah.
Not early, but mid round. Pick 15, New England Patriots. I think again, a lot of holes to fill here on this team.
A lot of holes.
Yeah, it seems like. I think they pick Micah Parsons. I think he'll fall. I think the need for front seven is so extreme right now. And I believe Patriots had 6th worst run defense in the league last year. Just terrible. They need front seven. And Hightower is getting old. I could see him retiring after next year. I think he'll play. I think that's what they're saying. He'll play after sitting out this year. And Parsons, again, like you said, quick, physical, hard hitter. I think he's arguably he is the best defensive player in this draft. I could also see the Vikings taking him if he's there. Quick, physical. He can create forced fumbles, catch picks. He's the best tackler in the draft. He can put a good spot on quarterbacks. He can match up well with running backs, tight ends, anyone, even wide receivers, I'm sure. Again, there's some character issues, like you said. Some reports saying he's a head case. Just really cannot be tamed. But I'll believe it's just kind of him being college athlete, just being kind of crazy a little bit, just being the star at Penn State. So I've heard he's also going to be too much sometimes, which has been an interesting report. I've heard that he supposedly is like too aggressive, like in practice, treats it insanely, which is, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
I think that could maybe do well with Bill, though. I mean, Bill wants you to go all out, so maybe.
Yeah, it could fit perfect. I think Bill obviously has a good history of shaping up players like this. So, I think his one weakness is just needs to work on shedding blocks as well. Not very good at that. But who do you have here, Austin, for our team?
So I have us taking Azeez Ajulari. He's a linebacker. I have this guy. I've seen a lot of people kind of talk about him too. He's gonna skyrocket up the mocks.
Sleeper, yeah.
Yeah. He can play every down. Bill wants that. He can rush the passer and kind of play some coverage off the edge, which is huge. I think we could use that. Stops the run pretty decent. With how bad our front seven was, I mean, I feel like this is like, if there's no good offensive weapon here, like you kind of have to do this. Like,
yeah, if
nothing really else.
all the receivers like Waddle are off the board, you have to go defense. I don't think you should take a shot on either a quarterback, whoever.
I've heard some comparisons to Unique Ngakwe actually for this dude.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot about him rising up, which I think it's gonna happen. I mean, this dude's a stud. I'm honestly surprised like he wasn't high on so many mocks. Like, and just recently, he's starting to like really pop out. But great physically. Potential is like through the roof. Like this dude could be probably one of the, like if it's not Parsons, it could be this dude.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on whoever falls. Because I think they'll
like honestly, we could even trade up. Like I didn't even mention that yet. Like we could honestly go for quarterback. Like say Lance is there, we move up, or Fields. Like,
yeah. What a lot of the mocks I read had us trading for Lance, and
like a lot had us go to 9, take Lance. Like I could see that.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a bad pick at all. You can't really go wrong with Georgia players. So
yeah.
Well, besides Sony Michel, but the wrong Georgia running back that year.
Wrong running back that year.
A lot of hope for Sony, but
yeah.
All right, yeah, pretty solid there. Those are our mocks. I think they're mostly accurate. I hope we're right. I do. We're definitely gonna look back on this.
I feel like we will be. I mean, obviously, we're not gonna probably get a 15 out of 15, but
yeah, obviously. But I like the sound of it. I like both sounds of it. Okay. So we're gonna be moving on now from the draft. We're gonna have another little section here, a segment. So we're gonna do a quick game of dealt or not dealt. We're gonna be talking about the possible trade targets in the NFL and whether or not they will be traded or not. So we're just going to provide a little analysis. We'll try to keep it short here. But okay, first, Zac Ertz. Do we see him being traded?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I believe he's 31 years old.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age a little bit.
just like Wentz, I think he's going to go. I think he'll go for 5th round pick.
I'm curious where he's going to go, though. I haven't heard a lot about where he could go.
Yeah, nor have I. I haven't really either. I think trade talks have kind of died down him, but
I'm not even sure if they're talking to anyone right now, which is kind of weird.
It'll definitely pick up, I think. I don't, or either that will just cut him or something. But so yeah, I see him being traded. Okay, Russell Wilson. What do we see?
I'm gonna say he's staying just for now.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll stay. I think it's a little just speculation. I think he's more trying to.
Oh, is he gonna go?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's definitely more just trying to get the Seahawks front office to get their stuff together and get him some help.
Yeah.
Just on that O-line.
I think he saw what Brady was doing. He's like, dude, you got to get me this.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting this attention?
I mean, he's the entire franchise, honestly. He needs some leverage.
And with JJ signed there today, oof.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of people.
A lot if they don't fix that.
All right. So, okay. Deshaun Watson. Will he be traded?
Gone. He's gone.
Gone?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy how I agree. I think he will be traded eventually. It's
He's
just
not gone to retire or like something like that. He'll sit out.
yeah. It's crazy how the the reports coming in that are like Texans are still not going to trade him. They're not going to budge. Like you're going to let him sit then? You're going to let that happen? You have to trade him. He's
If
done.
he really gives you the second pick, take it and run with it. Like,
I,
problem.
I completely agree. I think if the Jets offer 3 firsts, including number 2,
And Darnold, if they give you Darnold, just take it. Like,
Darnold, smash accept. You have to. I don't. I'm not even sure if any player is really worth all that, to be honest. But and again, if he's on the Jets, that'd be insane. Okay. So next is Stefan Gilmore. Do we see him being traded?
after what I saw today, gone.
Yeah. Was it the report that's saying they're going
Who
to?
knows how real it is, but they're actively trying to move on.
Okay. Yeah. He will be. I hope we get a first. I would hope.
I wouldn't mind like a late first, but I think we'll probably get a second if I had to guess, just knowing Bill.
I was gonna say an early second even. I'd take that.
Yeah. Then you can get what's his name? Like Brevin Jordan maybe if he's there. Or like Pat
Yeah.
Fremo, who's one of my favorite tight ends in the class.
Mm.
But yeah, that would fill our tight end hole.
Yeah, we have a pretty big one there. So, okay, Kyle Rudolph, kind of an underwhelming one, but I think he will be.
You think he's gone?
Yeah,
I think so too.
yeah, especially with Irv Smith there.
Yeah.
He's just gonna break. Yeah. All right.
Honestly, I could see him retire. Like honestly, isn't he like what is he like?
He's still kind of young. He's like 28, I believe.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that young.
Yeah, I could definitely see him just doing that. He feels like that kind of player.
Actually, 31. I mean, it's not too old, but
31. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I probably.
maybe I'd go to like I don't know, like honestly, like not even being biased to like the Patriots, take a flyer on them. Like that, like they need a tight end so bad. Like
it wouldn't take much. It'd probably take a 6th, 5th.
yeah.
I'd probably do that just for a year. Why not? All right. So kind of an interesting one here. The only time this player's name is coming with was with Watson, but Christian McCaffrey will he be traded?
I think he stays unless they get Watson. I think he could possibly be in that, but if not,
exactly. I think the only way he's dealt is if he is traded to Houston. So, all right. So Odell Beckham will he be traded?
This one's tough because we haven't heard a lot about him like recently. And,
Yeah.
like, like from what we saw in the season, I probably would have said he's gone, but now I'm like, I don't know. This was a tough one. I mean, I'm gonna go my gut and say he stays.
Okay.
But I could easily see him get traded, like easily.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been trade rumors like for the past 2 years and he hasn't left. So
he wants to go with Brady. So if Godwin's gone, maybe in Tampa.
Yeah, I think the Browns could get a second probably.
Yeah,
and I would take that. Obviously, Baker plays better without him. We've seen it,
which I kind of find weird. I don't know why that happened.
It is weird. I wonder if it just forces Baker to kind of spread the ball more and not lock on to OBJ and worry about it. I think yes, but yeah, I think he will be traded this time finally. So, all right, Ezekiel Elliott, maybe trade.
I wasn't really prepared to talk about Zeke. Let's see. I think he stays, but like if they're like getting it close with Dak and they need money, I could easily see him be gone.
Yeah.
Now would that be cut or traded? I don't know. It's kind of 50-50 there. Like depends what they do with Dak.
So you're just gonna say no for now?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'll say no for now, but I could totally see them rolling with Pollard.
Yeah.
if they try and
All a pretty good second option, so it's not really a bad idea.
he's a monster when Zeke was out. So, all right. So Sam Darnold will be traded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gone.
yeah. I agree. I think the Jets could maybe for one more year just slum it out.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, they get a good pick. So
the only way I see him there is that they don't go for a quarterback in the trade market. They don't draft a quarterback, which like both of those things not happening is like kind of rare. So I don't know. Or maybe like he's there, but he's backing up. Who knows?
I also think Darnold's very overrated. I think because everyone's like, oh, if he had a good team, I don't know.
He makes a lot of rookie mistakes for what, a third year guy?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, Watson has a bad team, and he's fine. Okay. Look, Darnold is, like I said earlier, bottom 3 in every quarterback stat there is. This is just obvious to me. You need to move on from it and pick Zach Wilson or just another quarterback. I think he will be dealt. I agree with you. All right. So Derek Carr will he be traded?
I think his teammate Mariota's gone, but I think Carr stays.
Yep, I agree. I also saw a report saying that he could be extended. I could see that. They definitely love Carr there. I think he's a good option.
I don't see the point of moving on. Like if you're not getting like an elite quarterback, like what's the
Watson or something. You can kind of. He's 29, I believe. Kind of. He might be 30. I think
quarterback. I mean,
he's top 15. He's a good quarterback. He's not bad at all. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he won't be traded, but Mariota will be
probably like one of the top game managers in the league.
Yeah, he throws a good ball. So I think, but yeah, Mariota will be cut or traded, 100%. So, all right. So we got about 4 more here. So Jimmy G, interesting one.
Yeah. I'm gonna say they stick with him because I think even if they take Fields or something or any quarterback, he might bridge them for 1 year. So that's my take on that.
I agree. I think they will take a quarterback this draft, but they will move on within 1 year, and we're just cut him, and then
Well, I could easily see them trade him. That's the thing. Like, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I could totally see it, but I think for now this year, season he'll be under center week 1, I think. So, and they like him there. I think Shanahan likes him. They and Jimmy G really, I mean, it's kind of he fell into this recency bias pool where, I mean, before he was in the Super Bowl and he played. Okay, he played pretty average. He missed a lot of throws in that Super Bowl. I was watching him the other day in that Super Bowl. He missed that long, that really.
That would have sealed the game.
Yeah, it would have been over. I think it was Debo on that route or something.
I remember watching that. Like, the dude, if he makes the throw, that's probably game.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes 0-2 in Super Bowl.
0-2,
yeah.
Mahomes actually, I mean, it's kind of off topic, but Mahomes has not played great Super Bowls so far. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've seen that. Like, obviously.
Like, yeah, he couldn't do much last game, but still, like, he didn't play as good as he could have. Even like with the tackles being out, he could have played a better game. I feel like.
Obviously, Sam Fran, he played way better than Tampa. I think.
Oh yeah, but like you remember that first half though, right? Like he was not good.
Yes, he kind of turned on the Jets.
Down the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but even with the Bucks, I think that Bucks Super Bowl, Mahomes was getting super overrated that game, just because.
Oh, he made the throw, wasn't caught.
He wasn't checking the ball down. He was just
he prevented some of that.
He could have 100% instead of just. It seemed like they just did not want to play that Super Bowl. It just seemed they were just totally out of it from the get-go.
Was completely out of it.
I think the game was over at half. It's crazy. So, but yeah, Jimmy G will stay, I believe. Okay, so Teddy Bridgewater, another guy just like Jimmy G. What do you think?
I'm gonna say he's gone. I've heard a lot recently, so
Uh,
I'm gonna say he's gone.
yeah, I think
It's tough though. I don't really know.
I think okay. So week 1 next year, I think he'll be under center, but they draft a quarterback and they'll move on within the year at some point.
I could see that.
Yeah, just as a bridge, they'll give him. I don't think you can exactly dump him right now. You might as well just give him another year and see what happens. But obviously, I don't think he's going to redeem himself in any way. So I don't. Yeah. All right. So we got 2 more. Drew Lock. Will he be traded?
No, I think they see what he has this year, unless they go for Watson, obviously. But that's like with every team that goes for Watson. Like,
Every team that goes for Watson,
yeah,
is probably being traded. So
I think if they don't get Watson, he's there. I mean, I don't see why not.
yeah, I completely agree. My prediction is actually Watson to the Broncos. I think Lock 3 firsts, maybe Judy or Fant is enough to do it. And I'd probably do it if I was the Broncos because you got to that division.
Elway wants that quarterback again, I feel like.
Oh yeah, I mean, and Elway, they have a new GM under now because he's kind of de-promoted himself.
You know Elway's gonna kind of like help with
Elway still has a ton of influence, and I think obviously, okay, it's a no-brainer. And I think George Patton, the new GM, he was, I believe they were the second best offer for Stafford. So it was like Lock and 2 firsts, and they just took the Rams deal. So yeah, it is. I think they do not like Lock probably, but I think he will stay for 1 year unless he's traded to Houston. And I'll give Lock another year.
Yeah.
He hasn't had that many starts. He had he didn't even have full season. What did he play, like 13 games? I think he was out a bit.
Yeah, he missed some games.
Yeah, and then 2019 played like 4 games, started 4 games. So I think you give him another year. Give him healthy Cortland Sutton. Give him healthy Noah Fant. Give him good D. I think he'll be a fine option. But yeah, I think he'll stay for now. All right, so the last player we have is Marcus Mariota. I think it's pretty easy.
He's gone. Easy.
Yeah, I agree.
And my prediction is probably New England. Like, not even being biased, just like rumors I've seen.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. So I could be dealt. I think I don't know what his price is. I've heard some say a second. I would not pay a second for him.
The most I gives a third.
Yeah, and I don't even know if this is. I mean, it's just crazy. So yeah. All right, that will wrap up dealt or not dealt. So moving on here to a different sport. We're gonna try to wrap it up here. We've been going quite a bit, but I think we wanted to talk about baseball for a little bit. So, what did you have to say, Austin? Spring training?
Yeah, I've been watching a little bit of it recently.
Yep.
Obviously, the Red Sox. I mean, put them on today.
Mm.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from Bobby Dalbec.
Yeah.
Peter Downs had some errors today, but it's gonna get cleaned up. Yeah, and then you're a big known Arenado guy, so you're probably happy about that.
Did he play today? I'm not even sure.
No, I don't think he's played yet. He might have, but I'm not watching the cards. So
yeah, I haven't. I watched the Red Sox a little bit today. I mean, Acuna. I think he had a triple or something. I'm not sure. I wasn't watching that part, but Acuna looked pretty good. It was off Garrett Richards though, so I'm not sure what.
You kind of want to make some like unofficial like division winners before we kind of like officially do that, like some other.
Yeah, we'll see that. All right, so I'll start with the AL East. Who you got?
I gotta go with the Yankees. I heard, but
I agree. I think it's hard to say. It is. I think it's gonna be a very competitive division this year, especially with Toronto, and Tampa Bay is always in it. No matter what.
Like even the Sox, like they're gonna be with Cora back and some decent signings. I mean, nothing special, but
exactly.
They'll be competitive. I feel like,
except for the Orioles, but it'll be competitive. But I think Yankees do get. I mean, you could see 2 wildcard teams from this division. Could definitely see it.
Yep.
So
if I had to guess Toronto and New York, but you never know.
All right, so AL Central.
White Sox for me.
Yeah, So what was your reasoning for the White Sox exactly?
Well, Moncada, stud.
Oh,
They got some pitching. I'm kind of blanking, but I know Kopech's gonna be up this year.
yep, hell yeah.
Who'd they trade for? I'm like blanking, really bad. Was it Lance or Lynn? No, what's his name? Lynn? Yeah. We got him. Luis Robert.
Yeah,
Stud. Eloy, stud. Like that team is just filled.
Tim Anderson. Yeah,
Nick Madrigal, he's a solid prospect.
Yeah, they're loaded. They're very young.
Is this like Tony La Russa coaching or something? For sure.
Oh yeah, yep. They got LaRussa. I forgot that. Yeah, that's a pretty good signing. It's not bad at all. So
I'm guessing you have them too, or
no, I actually have Minnesota. I think this divisional is going to be extremely close, just like last year. I believe last year, White Sox have 35 wins, Cleveland had 35, and Minnesota had 36. So I think Minnesota like barely just come out on top. I think they're slightly better. I kind of
experience.
Yeah, I kind of like their experience and just kind of they're managing better. But I think it's very close. I think the White Sox could easily win this as long as Cleveland. Cleveland's always a sleeper.
Yeah. I was about to say they got Liam Hendricks in that bullpen now, so that's gonna help that out.
It seems like they trade away all their good talent, but they still have they trade Lindor, obviously it's offseason, but they're still gonna put out a good team. They got a pretty good haul for Lindor as well. So
yeah, the Indians they'll be all right, but
yeah, nothing
special.
Yeah. All right, so AL West, what you got?
I mean, probably. I'm gonna go with the A's.
Yeah.
I could see it. Maybe this is the year the Angels come out.
Mm.
The Astros, I don't know. They've lost some players now. I think Verlander is still going to be out for a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Till maybe June.
Yeah, so kind of like what Sale's doing right now. But yeah, I can't see the Astros really competing. They did go kind of far last year, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Might have been a fluke.
Yeah, nor do I. I don't see the Astros. I have the A's as well. I think the Astros are still going to compete, no doubt. I think they'll possibly go
out guys this year, but then they kind of helped get that. But then they got what's his name? They got Elvis Andrews.
Yeah.
I honestly thought he was washed, but I looked at his stats. He's still pretty serviceable.
He's not bad. He's a good option there, but especially in that tiny ballpark, so I think it's fun. But I do think the A's will prevail here. I think they're a pretty solid team. They even traded Chris Davis, but Chris Davis has been kind of So yeah, I agree with you about the A's. I think this could be finally the year they couldn't do it in the 60-game season, but I don't know. I just think I feel like the options are just running out here for the A's. I think their window
closing soon. Like they need to do something.
They need to do it. I think they're going to put out a good team this year, but I just don't see them. I think
they're not going to go far, in my opinion. But
it's a 500 team,
yeah,
and even I think Seattle's a sleeper too.
They have a good future, but just not yet though. Just because I don't want to get too much into it, but they have a lot of management problems and just I don't know, they're not ready yet, but soon.
They're below 500.
They have Kelenic and that Julio guy coming up soon.
And Kyle Lewis,
Kyle Lewis is a stud.
Great player. So, all right, so we're gonna go to the National League. So very contested division here. We're going to the National League East. Who do you have?
I'm going with the Mets. I might look back at this and be like, why? But they have with Lindor now, and they added. I think they got another pitcher. I just can't think of who. Yeah. And they got another bullpen dude. They're that lineup is really good. Conforto, Nimmo, Pete Alonso. The stack. The pitching is great. DeGrom's a Cy Young dude. can't really go wrong there. I mean, the only team I really see them giving a problem, like maybe it's a good division. I'm just saying, like talent wise, like the Braves. I could easily see it go to the Braves also.
Mm.
I'm not sure if the Nationals are back, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm not sold on them yet. I think Soto is just he's gotta be one of my favorite players. I think he is arguably.
I haven't told you this yet, but I think he's going to get more than what Tatis got.
Yeah, 100%. I think he is just. I think he's better than Tatis, way better. I think he's just an insane player. He's one of my favorite players. I think he's going to be a top player this year in baseball. So, and okay, yeah, for me, I also have the Mets. I think the Mets roster is just. It's pretty stacked now. I think it's kind of hard for them not to win the division. The Braves are obviously going to compete, but I think the Mets are just a way better complete team. Just very good bullpen still, very good pitching staff, like usual. Syndergaard's gonna come back from Tommy John. You got Carrasco now, which is very underrated pickup from Cleveland. So they got Carrasco and Lindor.
They have Stroman still too. Like
yeah, exactly. I think it's very hard for them not to win. And Conforto, JD Davis, I think is going to have a pretty good breakout year. So, and Edwin Diaz, he didn't have a good year at all, but
bad.
I think he had like an 8.10 ERA, but he played like 4 games. So I think he can be back possibly. So yeah, I feel like it's hard to not say the Mets, but we'll see. And hey, maybe the Marlins will do another miracle run. We'll see. Okay, so National League Central, another tough division to pick. Who do you have?
I have the Cardinals taking it.
Yeah, I agree.
Not gonna lie, like, gonna go a little away from what you said here, but I don't think it's gonna be close. I really don't. I think the Brewers are. I don't know. I don't like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Cubs tanking, honestly, in my opinion.
Mm.
And then what else do you have here? You have the Brewers, Cardinals,
Reds.
Yeah, the Reds. They lost Bauer. I mean, what are they gonna do?
Bauer single-handedly won them. Probably.
I think the Cardinals with Aaron now are just gonna run away with that division.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be closer than an easy win, but I think they'll win it by like 5 games for sure.
Yeah. Who do you have in second?
St. Louis. But.
No, like who do you have like in second? Who do you think is winning it? Then who do you have?
And I think Milwaukee. I think they'll be good enough. I agree with you with the Cubs. I think they're probably going to put out a subpar team. Might slip back into relevancy. I think the Rizzo, Bryant are getting old. I think Bryant probably will be traded at some point. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think they want to pay him. And Rizzo, I mean, another name could be traded. So I just see them kind of stacking up on prospects just like they did a few years ago. So and they lost Epstein, I believe.
He's gone.
Yeah. So, and then the Pirates just irrelevant.
Forgot about them. They're not. They're the worst in baseball.
Yeah, I see them winning probably 50 games at most. I don't know what they're gonna do.
They have 2 promising guys I like in Hayes and what's his name? The other dude. Is his name Ruiz? No, he was traded actually. Yeah. All right. They have 2 solid prospects I like, so we'll see.
When did I miss that?
Oh yeah, Nationals.
Wow. When did that happen?
I think it was like a month or 2 ago.
Oh wow. Because I mean,
it was under the radar, kinda. I can see how you missed it. But.
Pretty lousy 2020. So, interesting. Okay. All right. Last division, very tough here. This is actually, I don't know. I think this is easy, but I think there's going to be some competition. National League West, I have the Dodgers pretty easily, but I think San Diego will give them a run.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Dodgers too, but I think honestly, like San Diego could be the second best team in the National League, and that would be like weird because they're going to be second in the division. But like,
Yeah,
they're not going to get the second seed because they didn't win the division. But honestly, like, I think they're the second best team in the National League, and they'll probably play the Dodgers in the NLCS if they match up.
yeah.
And I think the Dodgers will probably win the series, but you never know.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be some very good games, and Jake Cronenworth.
I love that rotation they're building. Like,
yeah,
I've actually been arguing with some people that it could be better than the Dodgers when fully healthy.
I don't disagree with that. I think they're very well rounded. Their pitching is gonna be insane.
Yeah, they can just like they're missing like one more like elite bat to really be with the Dodgers. Like to really like honestly have a good shot of winning it.
Yeah, and they're gonna have Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah,
probably come up. I think he
might come out of the bullpen now just because how stacked. Like maybe they're 5 guy, but that's it.
Yeah, I think he actually pitched a couple days ago, and he looked really good against the Padres lineup. So I mean, he's been in the system for a while, and I think he's finally ready. And Paddock's great. I think I love him. He's great.
You know what's funny is like they got him for nothing. The poor Marlins, man.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Same thing with Tatis. Like Tatis for James Shields, like wash James Shields.
He's terrible. Is he even playing?
No, I think he's done. Like I might honestly go down as one of the worst trades in baseball. Like Tatis for James Shields. Like why? I bet Tatis was not highly ranked when it happened, but like
I don't think so. But that's what happens, I guess. Just that's gonna be very bad looking back. But okay, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here. We appreciate everyone for listening. Really do.
Honestly, a pretty good first episode. I feel like.
I agree. Okay, so we believe the next episode we are going to do just a complete MLB preview. We're gonna do some real division predictions with some just pretty good in-depth analysis. I think we're also gonna do award winner predictions. And we might do record prediction as well. Just to kind of see.
And then like for you basketball guys, like we'll talk about that soon.
Yes, we'll get into basketball. Pretty big. I know Austin's a big basketball guy. I'm kind of like trying to get into it more because I do like it. I do. Yeah. And I think I know pretty well more than the average person. So, but we're definitely trying that. And hockey I don't know. We'll try and mix in.
Hockey will be tough. We might have to get Ryan on here for hockey.
I think we'll get Ryan on here and Joe. Talk about hockey. Let's talk about the Bruins, whatever.
Maybe we get Ryan and Joe on here for a hockey day.
That's pretty fine. We can do a special episode. Man.
We might have to do that, to be honest. I don't know if I'll be able to have an hour of hockey.
I agree. All right. So, thank you, everyone, for listening. Please go subscribe. Follow our Twitter. So, our Twitter is...
Definitely gets that because we'll be putting out notifications. Put your notifications on.
Yeah, put the notifications on. The @ is Next Man Up Pod C. Next Man Up Podcast. You just type that in. We'll definitely post updates every week for the episode come out. And so thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a great day, whatever you're doing. So take care. Absolutely.